I was in Panama. I went to a restaurant for breakfast, and there was a fucking bird on a perch thing, like the restaurant bird. And he's all, hanging out. Everyone's like, "Hey, it's the restaurant bird. This is where he lives."
Oh, try a mimosa.
Yeah, and I was like, "Hey, buddy, fucking, how's it going?" And then he just went, bam, and just latched on and started cranking. And I had to just wait until he'd finished fucking chewing on me. Patreon.com/Ellis, man. Yeah. I'm always totally moving, improving. I never give a up. I've got the heart and desire. I'm older on fire. Ready to take us to the top. Welcome to the show. Did you know that your mother is a nice lady? All hail the King of the West! King of the West! The King of the West! The King of the West! The King of the West! Yeah. Oh, how's it going? You complete bastards. I woke up this morning and I heard Cats in the Cradle in my head, and then I played it and it made me emotional. And then I started listening to In Excess, which also made me emotional, but in a better way, where it was just more like, it's just such a legendary riff that I was like, yeah, this will help me commit to the rest of the year. And because I gotta, start training, and I'm really trying to push my skateboard. I'm trying to push my physical body as hard as I can for the next 10 months, and then I'm really gonna lamp. That means cold. I'm gonna cold lamping. I'm gonna really, really relax, and I'm gonna do like band. I'm not gonna lift weights. I'm gonna lift bands, so it's less impact. But for some weird reason, I wake up in the morning and I hear songs that I haven't heard in a long time, and then I play them. I don't know what's happening there. Songs that I don't even like. What was the song I played the other day that I heard? Well,
Nookie?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Wait, what?
Fred Durst shit was in my head. Yeah. It wasn't that one, but it was, what was it?
Rolling.
Yeah, it was rolling.
Wow.
Yeah. Just got in the bath.
What an adventure you went on.
Yeah, I heard dun 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 dun, and I'm like, what is that song? Breathe out, breathe in, or whatever the fuck he says. And I'm like, wait, it's a fucking Limp Bizkit song, dude. What happened to you? And
Shave
then,
My Friends Tonight.
Yeah, well said. And then Cats in the Cradle, my favorite version is Ugly Kid Joe.
I'm sure the kids need no reminder.
People that don't know Ugly Kid Joe was a band in the 90s when, I don't know, man, there was just a pocket there where you could kind of be this weird kind of grungy guy. And it was Puddle of Mud before Puddle of Mud. There you go.
Yeah, they were the hair metal Puddle of Mud.
Did you like Ugly Kid Joe, Tully?
Not particularly.
Yeah.
I hate everything
I can see
about
that.
I Hate Everything About You was their hit song.
That was a bummer.
That was the song. I don't think most people could name, even people who could name one song by Ugly Kid Joe. I don't think most people could name two. It was, I actually probably thought it was pretty funny at the time, but I was 11.
Yep.
It's pretty juvenile. Because that was the joke, is usually the song is that I love everything about you. He's doing the opposite.
Yeah. Get it?
Yeah.
Yo, switcheroo.
I really hated the very end of the song where they go, din, 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 din.
Yeah.
I really hated that.
In case you didn't, that was the 80s, man. In case you didn't know this whole song was a joke,
Yeah.
we're going to fucking do the clown song at the end.
That was a bummer.
Yeah. After he did the heard everything about, he did like a WB frog,
Yeah.
and then they did.
He did.
Yeah, and they did WB frog into Looney Tunes.
Yeah, that ain't
Man,
cool.
should we switch out the points at the end of the show with a
No.
Otherwise, how else are people to know that everything that just happened was a joke?
Yeah. Yeah, well, they got the message across. I met him once at a wedding.
How ugly was he?
He was just a kid.
Was he slinging hors d'oeuvres?
No, he was a guest. That's fucked up. That's fucked up, yeah. But I recognized him and I was super drunk. And I'm like, no way, you're the guy from Ugly Kid Joe. And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, aw, you're not that proud of it anymore?
I've had that experience as somebody who likes stuff that everybody hates. I know that feeling when the person's and you go, hey, you're that guy from that thing. And they go,
yeah,
like a shelter animal.
That's what he did.
Didn't you have that happen with Busey's kid?
Yeah, Jake Busey.
But you just said, hey, you're Gary Busey's kid. And he went, oh.
No, because he's like the fourth lead in Starship Troopers, which is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah. Same.
And I met him randomly. He was at a house party. I think him and his friends were walking around with beer and heard noise and came in. I don't believe this was like an older couple that had just paid an architect some crazy amount of money to build this was the first of the LA McMansions that I ever saw. Those things that popped up here a few years ago. And I don't think anybody there knew Jake Busey, but I'm fucking standing next to the fridge and I'm shoulder to shoulder with him. And he says, hi, what's up? And I said, look, man, I'm not going to pretend I don't know who you are. I fucking love Starship Troopers. It's an awesome movie. You were awesome in it. And he's like, cool, thanks. I really appreciate it. I'm like, anyway, who do you know here? I thought I handled it appropriately. And then later on, the party was waning and it was like going from being like a 10 conversation room to a 5 conversation room to like a 2 conversation room. And I'm in one with his buddies and they're like, you know who that guy is? And I'm like, I do actually. I knew who he was before you. And they're like, no, do you know who that guy is? And I said, yeah, I told him I love Starship Troopers. And as I said that, the other conversation went silent. And he looked up at me like, really, man, still? And he goes, I already told you it was a terrific opportunity. Thank you.
What a dickhead.
Yeah.
But he probably hears that a lot. And he was probably drunk.
I think when it's been, and I was pulling for him.
Yeah.
But when it's been like 8 years since the breakout role and that's still when people are still talking to you about I Hate Everything About You by Ugly Kid Joe and you thought you had so many more hits to give.
Yeah.
The compliment starts to cut like a knife.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see that.
Yeah. Like the time
he didn't do any other movies.
He was in.
I thought he did.
He was definitely in. There was a thriller starring John Cusack at a motel where Jake Busey, spoiler alert, was like a psycho killer kind of guy. Like I thought he was going to have a run.
Yeah,
because he really was good, and his dad was getting old and crazy, and I was like, oh, he's just going to step in and be his dad now. The teeth are perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
they may even be bigger than his dad's.
Yeah.
And then I haven't seen him since. Like the time I complimented Lou Diamond Phillips on his tit movie, he did not care for that.
Right, tit movie.
Yeah,
he had a tit movie.
Dangerous Touch.
And he had tits.
No, like the shit that used to be on Cinemax or the movie channel at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
I didn't have any access to pornography when I was a teenager, so very often I had to rely on tit movies.
So he's not proud of that.
So yeah, he took a paycheck and he directed and starred in Dangerous Touch.
Does his wiener come out?
No, there's just like a lot of, he takes his shirt off and the girl has her fake boobs out and they're like up against like an Airstream or something going, to saxophone solos for a minute or two.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's lots of grinding in those movies where there aren't genitals.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds terrible.
See, I thought it was really good for that genre, and I'd seen so many that I was kind of like a connoisseur.
Yeah.
And I told him that. I ran into him on the street one time in New York, and I was
Excuse me, sir, I'm a tit aficionado.
I said, hey,
some compliments.
You're Lou Diamond Phillips. And he's like, yeah. And I said, I want to compliment you on one of your movies.
He wanted to hear La Bamba.
He for sure wanted. He would have taken Young Guns 2 and a Cocaine Heartbeat.
Yep.
And I just said, look, I'm kind of a connoisseur of the genre, and Dangerous Touch, you killed it with that, dude. Because it was like kind of fun for those movies. A little bit more effort than they usually put into the typical Shannon Tweed shit. And he was like, well, I love to dabble in all different kinds of genres. Anyway, fuck off, kid.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't blame the guy.
I didn't blame him at the time.
La Bamba. I did not like La Bamba.
Why couldn't it have been you, Bob?
I didn't care for that, but I did like Young Guns too.
The rare sequel that exceeds the original.
Well, wasn't it? When you look at the first one and you look back, you're like, oh, that's why you beat it.
Mm-hmm.
That one wasn't very good either.
Yeah.
But I loved those two. I thought they were great movies. I was the perfect age for that bullshit. Billy the Kid just sounded really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, the Old West just in general sounds... That's what was so good about Unforgiven is they kind of did one of those movies while also poking holes in those movies at the
Yeah.
same time, because like
He made it a little bit more reality based.
Yeah.
Which was not what I mean, I really do love that too.
yeah,
But I liked the whole killing people is awesome and it's not that big of a deal because that's how they were. They were just shooting everybody and it was like, that's what it is. And it never seemed harsh like it does in The Unforgiven. It seems, the one guy that cracks, from doing it. It's like, that would be like a lot of us, not in Young Guns where it's just like, boom, 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 boom. I just got a gun for the last, boom, he's dead, boom. And I don't care.
yeah. For the most part nowadays, when somebody like shoots up a bar room, we regard that as a tragedy.
Yeah. Yeah. Not in Young Guns.
No.
That is rock and roll status.
In the Old West, we just figured the piano player had it coming.
Right.
Last night I started making my way through The Quick and the Dead for the first time.
Oh yeah.
What's that?
It's a Sam Raimi Western with Sharon Stone, Leonardo DiCaprio,
yep.
Gene Hackman, Russell Crowe.
So stupid. But it's fun.
Yeah, I still have 45 minutes left on it. Fell asleep on the couch, a little too stoned, but I kind of like the Sam Raimi goofiness. All those weird tilting zooms on people's faces and like, go.
Yeah.
They do surprised face.
But what about the fact of the movie?
Mm-hmm.
What about that part?
There's some stuff in there I'm forgiving because so far it's been very fun.
Okay. Well, maybe you haven't got to the father-son duel or any of that stuff.
I don't think so. I've made it through lots of duels because they do that compressed part where all the cowboys are standing amongst darkness.
Yeah.
And when they pull their guns and shoot, it just crossfades over somebody else standing in darkness going, ooh, you got me.
Right. It gets ridiculous. That's what I'm trying to say.
All right, I'll be prepared.
I feel like Leo just was too young. Like he was too, he got roles where it's like you're a big star, but you're kind of like a child. You look like a flimsy child. Like, how are you in this gun movie,
He was baby-faced until he was like 37.
Yeah.
Right. He had that whole run where he always had to cry like a bitch in movies.
Yeah.
That was not my favorite
Man, you know
part.
what the most annoying sound in the world is? This movie with the girl that has the weird lip thing. She got old.
Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah, Alicia Silverstone's in this movie where her and her husband are on one of those hotel rooms that are floating out in front of the hotel, like in the water, and a storm comes and the hotel gets washed out to sea, the room, and they're just in a room, roof walls broken and stuff, and they're just in this room out in the sea by themselves, and trouble. There's sharks. There's they catch fire. They set fire to their house to try and warn people, and they burn their fucking house down. So now they're just floating on a piece of wood, and now there's sharks. But she is constantly screaming this weird. It's just every couple of minutes she breaks down and starts doing that. Fucking hour. It's like an hour and 20 minutes, man. And she's constantly doing that. And spoiler alert, she lives till the end. So she's the one that carries the film. And it's just, I'm like, God, how did anyone put up with this? Because I only saw the good takes. This was months that she was doing that.
There's been a handful of movies.
The worst movie ever. So dumb.
First of all, I'd like to see her make out with Rob Lowe. If they both have Popeye face.
Have you seen her lately?
I don't know that I have.
Rob Lowe would never make out with her.
I'd like to think Rob Lowe has low standards.
These are low because she's hurting.
Didn't you make a sex tape with underage people, allegedly?
Oh, yeah.
Were they ugly?
I never saw it. This is pre-internet. You just heard about the videos. You didn't actually see them.
Really?
I forget that was a proven thing, right?
I think so, yeah, because I think it was like a 3-way.
Yeah.
And I think it got brought up when they roasted him, too. They did like a Rob Lowe roast. And I think they were making jokes about like, oh, remember that time you had a 3-way with 2 underage girls?
Yeah, in 1988, Rob Lowe filmed himself having sex with a 16-year-old.
Ew. What?
And the woman robbed him.
Oh, then that's okay.
The woman.
Oh shit.
He was 25 24. One of the women was 23. The other was 16. Went back to a hotel with two women he had met at an upscale Atlanta nightclub. So maybe one of them. Oh, so the woman stole $200, a bottle of pills, and the videotape while he was in the bathroom. So supposedly they tried to sell the videotape themselves. Yeah. And he says he had no idea the 16-year-old was 16. And I think he was.
She was in a nightclub
with a 23-year-old.
Yep.
Yeah. There's certain things are more believable alibis than others. Yep. That's in the range of possibility.
Yep.
Yeah, there's been a lot of movies marred by incessant, annoying screaming. Was it Alien or Aliens where the little girl just goes, Ripley, Ripley, Ripley?
Oh, she also has a really high-pitched like whistle scream whenever the alien's near her, and she does that a lot too.
Newt?
Yeah.
Speaking of Newt?
Yeah. That was her name, or did Dickhead name her Newt? Sorry, what's her name? Sigourney Weaver. She named her Newt?
I don't know.
Or was her name actually Newt?
It's been a minute since I've seen Aliens.
How come kids aren't named Newt now? Because that was the future, and now we're in the future. How come our kids aren't called Newt?
Well, I bet you there's been more kids in the last 5 years named Newt than named Sigourney.
Right. There's not many kids named Tiger. Hey, everybody. Jason Ellis Show talking about ShipStation because I like to ship my stuff and it goes there and nobody complains.
That's right. When you have a small business, you have a million things to worry about. You got to get the right product. You got to get it manufactured right. You got to get it in front of people. You got to get people to want to order it. This is the least sexy, least exciting part of the process. But if you can't ship your stuff to people, you're going nowhere. So that's why we use ShipStation. We have been using ShipStation. Both our business and my wife's business have been using it for years. Very straightforward. Very user-friendly.
Still
very
awesome.
Happy.
You can still get it.
That's right. Very happy with the ShipStation experience.
It's time to let go of all those shipping tasks. ShipStation can do it better and faster. Sign up using promo code Ellis for a free 60-day trial at ShipStation.com and start saving time with every shipment. That's 2 whole months of shipping made quick and painless, and it's free to try. Just go to ShipStation.com, click on the microphone at the top of the page, and type in Ellis. ShipStation. Make ship happen. Yeah, Newt's a tough one. Is it short for anything? Is it like Newton? Newton?
That would be my assumption.
That's not a girl's name.
Newton?
Yeah, or is it?
Arguably not a boy's name either.
Neither is Newt, though, I guess.
Wait, no, Newt Gingrich.
Oh, yeah.
He's
a dude, though.
He's got to be a Newton, right?
Well, let's see.
Newt just reminds me of Toot. So I feel like you're just calling people fast.
James Neutron Gingrich.
Neutron's a pretty cool name.
Yeah, agreed. I'd rather be called Neutron than Sigourney.
Yeah, wow. I know we've just let that go. What the fuck is a Sigourney?
Because you just say the whole thing. You just say Sigourney Weaver, Weaver. Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck is a Sigourney?
Like, I've even heard, like, Tallulah is an unusual. There was a Tallulah Bankhead, I think, in classic Hollywood. But, like, I've heard of, like, 4 Tallulahs. That's just one and done. Sigourney.
What country is Sigourney from? And does she need to go back where she came from?
No, I want to say that she's, like, Mayflower people.
What's that?
The Mayflower is, like, the boat that the first pilgrims came over on.
Right.
There's certain people in America who can trace their heritage all the way back to that makes them better than us because they've been here the longest.
Yep.
Yeah. I am pretty sure she's got that kind of legacy.
Well, I can give you 2 name updates.
Okay.
Newt Gingrich, his birth name is Newton Leroy Gingrich.
He's old, right?
Yeah, he's quite old.
It just seems like a life destined for not that much fun.
Sigourney
Yep.
was born Susan Alexandra Weaver.
So she made up some shit.
I'm trying to just browse real quick where the fuck Sigourney came from. But yeah, Sigourney's just a nickname.
It's not really a nickname.
She changed it legally, right?
I don't know. It's in quotes on her Wikipedia. Susan Alexandra, quote, Sigourney Weaver.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, she was already famous when I was a kid, so I just rolled with it. But older people, you let this happen. She just showed up one day and was like, my name is Sigourney. And everyone's like, how do you spell that?
Was
She
she
did.
ever in a movie as Susan?
No, because at the age of 14,
Oh.
she began using the name Sigourney, taking it from a minor character in The Great Gatsby. So she, as a 14-year-old, she was like, no, I'm not Susan anymore. It's Sigourney.
Most
Right.
kids grow out of that phase.
She knew what she was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And my son did a fucking kickflip on the weekend.
I saw that.
And then the next day we went to Tony Hawk's ramp and Tony made bets for him to make another one, and Colin bet him and he made like 2 more. Then when we came home, he did 3 in the driveway. Then he went back to his mum's house and he texted me 3 more in his mum's driveway. It's on. But the first one he made at the barracks, there was this skateboarder that I used to hang out with back in the day, Sean Molto, who was like an amateur coming up guy when I was pro, and now he's like, a solid, legendary professional skateboarder. So he helped Tiger with the technique, and then he made it, and we're all watching, and I ran over there to like congratulate him, and he got like super emotional after making it. So it was like I was like, wait, that's how much you care? Like it was like probably the most, like probably the coolest thing that's happened to me in skateboarding.
In the cats in the cradle.
Yeah, maybe that's why I was doing it. You know what? We did hang out all weekend,
Uh-huh.
and because I don't get to see him all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's why it made me emotional. Maybe that's why I wanted to play it. I don't know.
Have you also had any urges to masturbate while choking yourself nearly to death?
Right? No.
Mm.
Yeah, that's not why I listened to it at all. But now I'm glad I know that now. Thank you, Michael. It was more about my son, not about jerking off and strangling myself.
Well, because you said you went straight from Cats in the Cradle into NXS.
Yes.
I don't think Harry Chapin died from autoerotic.
I blame
asphyxiation, do you?
Katie for In Excess because she started playing it recently, and I was like, man, that song's really good. So now it's like in my phone, and I play it. They've got like 4 bangers.
Mm-hmm.
So I just listen to that. It's just odd that I like them. They're so not like any of the other music that I like.
At the time, well, where were you? I know that you were offended that the guy had a skateboard on the cover of the big album, but like,
His feet were in the wrong position.
other
Fucking
than
stupid.
other than
Nobody
that,
skates like that.
where were you on NXS at the time?
I didn't like them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
To me, it was like Nirvana. Everybody liked it, so I didn't.
Yeah. Well, and they were pop, and you were rock. I
Yeah.
think that's the fun thing about.
I was more metal too.
Yeah. The fun thing about getting older is that it used to be at any given time, you kind of, if you were into this one genre, it wasn't like, I never felt like I had to do it for other people. It just felt really, really right that if I like this, I don't like that. And now
Yeah.
you can just be like, it's totally cool to really, really like punk from 1977 and like disco from 1977. There's
Yeah.
no problem with that whatsoever. But it doesn't feel that way when you're a kid, I guess.
I think I just really only wanted to be in one mood. You know, when I listen to music, I just wanted to be aggressive. I was angry. So that music made sense. And all the other music sitting there listening to that was kind of I felt like the music was picking on me, you know, like super soft shit. I'm like, shut the fuck up. That's no good for me. I don't need any of that shit in my head. And then the more the clouds disappeared, the more I was like, what about a song that just makes you happy? It's not that bad of a move. And then I think Bob Dylan really was the first musician that made me go, wait, if I like this song, I could, because some of his music is really not metal at all. He's shit guitar, shit everything, and just him rhyming. And I'm like, I really like this song, which made me think I could probably like anything. Because that was kind of the beginning of, I will now accept Jimi Hendrix and Led Zeppelin and who else did I? It took me a long time to like 80s music. Like Billy Idol. I never liked Billy Idol. I went with my dad once to see him, but it was more because dad wanted to go. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll see Billy Idol. And I was like, he's pretty cool because he was angry and he fucked a lady had a teddy bear and he grabbed it off her and fucked it and then threw it back into the crowd. I was like, whoa, what an asshole. And then another lady touched his shoelaces and he stopped the song and freaked out on her. And I was like, whoa, he is angry. I thought it was cool. So I liked that. But I never liked, you had to be super angry. Like Pantera or Slayer, I was like, I can't take you serious.
Yeah. I think that's like explicitly what Nirvana said they were about. And by extension, what grunge was about was that you grew up watching these songs on MTV of, you know, to use the REM phrase, shiny, happy people. And then you like look around your town and around your house and at yourself in the mirror and you're like, I don't see me in that at all. And there's just one or two ways of looking at that. Like, in reality, you probably don't want to spend time at the Love Shack with the B-52s. That sounds like a fucking horrible party. Yeah. But
I also hated that.
Shiny Happy People. Oh, it's terrible.
That shit
awful.
Fucking, I could not be in the room with it.
America, what were you doing?
That's like my first Chili Peppers, basically.
Yeah, why did we indulge that guy? Why did we let him?
He's a fucking icon.
It was the worst.
Everyone thought it was the greatest music ever.
And there's some stuff that he did that I think is a lot more defensible. Like, I don't think Losing My Religion's a bad song. You may not want to listen to it, but that's not like offensive. But he got so much credibility that he could do Shiny Happy People. And like, I think this is also good. I think I also enjoy this. Everybody hurts. I hurt sometimes. Yeah. I'm everybody.
Yeah, I'm pretty mad at that guy.
It's fucking horrible.
He shouldn't have done that.
No, he shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have let him do that.
Yeah, someone should have stopped him.
Yeah. But I think the way that you were feeling in the 80s is the way a lot of people were feeling, and why that 80s shit finally got shut down was a bunch of bands going, that fucking fantasy that you guys are selling. And I get it, like Good Times by Kool and the Gang. Those people didn't live perfect, shiny, happy lives. They're like, when Saturday night comes, when Friday night comes, I forget about the shit.
Yeah.
And I just live in the fantasy that everything's cool as long as I've got friends and music and
way easier to relate to,
and a bottle of liquor. And, you know, I don't think that 80s stuff was ever supposed to be like, hey, life is perfect all the time. It's fun to get away from your shit and to live the illusion that things are fun and happy and cool. And let's go surfing now. Everybody's learning how to surf in Safari, Moondoggy.
Not that one.
But the 90s was those people finally took the reins and they're like, no, most of the time life is shitty and ugly and we're going to sing songs about that.
It was hard to like popular music too. So I just felt like you're just all copying each other to stay cool, you know? Like, this is what we're listening to now. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you all decide to listen to. Ever since the first pop song. I'm trying to think, because I'm old. Pop music wasn't around when I was a little kid, right?
Sure it was.
What's pop music when you're in the 70s?
Who's the most...
Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's going to be a pretty decent band.
Oh, it'll be better.
Like, is Fleetwood Mac popular?
Yeah.
Is that a pop band? Yeah, well, then that's different. Because if you think about Fleetwood Mac and then Katy Perry, it's like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah. Well, the biggest pop act...
Who began that? Who began pop? When I say pop, I mean a musician or a group that weren't that good, but they had like a catchy thing or colorful shoes and a pretty face, something where you're like, that's not, the music isn't what we're here for.
Is it Jackson 5? Or was it before then?
No, the Jackson 5
they were amazing.
Pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, that was pop music.
Right. Do you know what's good about the Jackson 5 is, I'm pretty sure this is true, a lot of the Motown artists like Marvin Gaye and Stevie Wonder had done like really easy listening shit, and then they were growing up and they wanted to like do stuff that was more musical and difficult and socially aware. And Berry Gordy, who ran Motown, is like, we make money doing shiny, happy dance songs, and he couldn't get a lot of his core artists to do that anymore. He'd get the Jackson 5 to do anything. So all the songwriters who'd been working on that kind of shit just were funneling all that, you know, A, B, C, easy as 1, 2, 3 to the Jackson 5 because kids could still do that.
Okay.
So they got the super duper pop stuff. I remember hearing at one point the biggest selling artists of the 70s, solo artists, were Elton John, Neil Diamond, and Barbra Streisand. Barry Manilow was fucking huge. That's terrible. What'd you do there,
Barbra
America?
Streisand's terrible too.
Really bad. Really, and like
what
depressing bad. Yeah.
What was that weird song she did in the end, like a big hit, or some love ballad that just sucked the life out of it?
The only one I know from her is like Memories.
Oh, how could you sing that? How could you be in the room for that?
There were definitely some artists in the 70s that were corny. I'm looking through the list and I'm having trouble finding them, to be honest with you. There were always like boy bands and silly disposable shit. It was just always a real small part of the industry. When it became the thing that you don't like, It wasn't any one band, dude. It was MTV.
Yeah. Yeah, because once there's a video element, they got good-looking people and less talented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you were really talented but not good looking, or you couldn't dance, you were out.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Rick Astley.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy, you know?
Unbelievable.
Like, fuck you, dude. Not even, I'm sure you might be a nice guy, but fuck that song. Fuck you. Stop saying that. You know? And then Simply Irresistible, that guy. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck Robert Palmer.
Yeah, fuck Robert Palmer. Fuck your stupid bing bong bitches dancing in the background. Fucking fake guitar holding motherfuckers. Fuck your shit. Fuck your suit. Fuck off.
The Carpenters were pretty bad. They're from the 70s.
Carpenters.
Karen Carpenter.
Did she die on a sandwich?
No, that's she died.
Mama Cass?
Mama Cass died from eating a sandwich. Karen Carpenter died because she wouldn't eat a sandwich.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, they're both related. One ate too much and one couldn't eat?
No, they were not related to one another. They had no relation whatsoever. Karen Carpenter wrote these really sad, mournful love songs, and
she wouldn't eat.
She died of an eating disorder.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, like she was like wasting away in front of America's eyes.
Wow.
Like, I don't.
But then the other big lady, she really died eating a sandwich?
I don't know if that's true.
She choked on a ham sandwich.
The Carpenters were it says here, the fifth biggest pop act of the 70s. The Bee Gees.
Wait, she didn't die from eating a sandwich, and everyone says she died eating a sandwich because
I don't know if
she
it's
was
true
a
or not.
larger lady?
I'm looking up her cause of death
That
right
is
now.
tough. We're just going with that, and she didn't actually die from choking on a ham sandwich. And that's just like a legendary tale that her name and ham sandwich go together. Like I know that she choked on food. I know what kind of food it was.
Right. Is that really how Mama Cass died?
She's got a really big section on her death part.
Yeah.
So this says she died in her sleep, and it was due to heart failure.
There you go.
So fucked
An
up.
oft-repeated urban legend is that Elliot choked to death on a ham sandwich.
Man, can Joe Rogan cover this? Because no one's listening to us, but people need to know she did not choke on a ham sandwich. Poor lady. Poor family. Your mom choked on a ham sandwich? No.
I heard that she choked to death belching Rod Stewart after he blew Manchester United.
That's right. He blew a sucker team. The winning team and the losing team.
Paul McCartney was a big pop artist in the 70s. His 70s stuff kind of sucks.
Yeah. But he's a Beatle.
He's a Beatle. You got to kind of give him a pass there. Carpenters, Chicago.
I never liked that.
Yeah, that's not my... Well, except for, does anybody really know what time it is? I get down with that.
Okay.
Does anybody really care?
No.
Yeah. Olivia Newton-John.
Yes. I don't know why I didn't hate her, because I should have, because that was some shit music.
Yeah.
But Let's Get Physical, you cannot deny that song.
I am not proud to admit that I recently added
Sometimes you got to get physical.
her shit from Xanadu to my Spotify.
Xanadu's spot on.
It's fucking clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Xanadu's a classic.
That's all Electric Light Orchestra. It's just her singing.
Yes,
that's
it
what
is.
Yeah. You can even, the backup vocals are the same. So that kind of gives it a
But
little
she
bit
was
of a pass.
cute and she roller skated, Michael. It's way different.
Yeah, her and Fred Astaire roller skated in a magical, mystical place that may or may not have really existed.
Oh.
Where's Xanadu?
Do you think
it's in
that
your mind?
John Travolta fucked her?
Ooh, good question. Yeah,
Thank you.
I think that, I don't know if this is still true, but I think that it very, very, very often, it probably is still true. It's got to be very tempting if you're a young person and you're starring in a movie and you're in love with that person in the movie to have that carry over and you have a little on-set romance.
But he's gay. What about that?
Maybe he just did her in the butt.
I think he's,
Right.
I think
glue some hair around her butthole and pound
Yeah.
it.
Olivia Newton.
Gave
Mind
her
if I,
a merkin.
Ass
Stuck a
merkin.
merkin on her ass and pounded it.
why does he call me Newt?
That could happen.
I think Travolta is 34% straight.
All right. Wow. Sounds like you really know the guy.
That's the vibe that I get.
34, huh?
Yeah.
It could have varied because I feel like maybe it was 34 back in the 80s.
Yeah.
I
He
think
may have been trying to will himself up to an even 50-50.
I think he's 100% on the cock now.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, he did participate in some cream pie activities. He is a father.
Yeah. So what?
Right.
Anybody can do that.
Well, I mean, you could make the argument, could a truly straight man, really bone up looking at a hairy asshole, stick their penis in it and ejaculate?
Yeah. If you're in prison, you could.
Right.
I still don't think I could.
If you were in prison for like 10 years and you like really connected with someone there and you're like, look, I'm not gay, but man, I really love this guy.
Right.
And I'm not going to fuck anybody.
Mhm.
And then one night in the prison cell, he like kisses you on your neck and you're like, why does this feel so good? And I really care for this person. And the next thing you know, he's fucking your ass.
Yeah.
I think
You
I can
gay?
separate my caring feelings from my horny feelings.
I don't know, man. Prison does things to
Like
people.
if
A lot of people talk about prison sex. No one talk about prison love.
Right. They don't. And it for sure happens.
Like if the world ended and it was just you and your mom, I'm pretty sure no matter how horny you get, you're not going to fuck your mom. You're just going to go in a bush and
What
beat
about
off.
a hand job? Because you don't want to make a mentally challenged baby. But the hand job's safe. Who's gonna? I mean, it's just you two.
Yeah.
No.
That could never happen.
Right. What about masturbate in front of each other?
Fuck no.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm going in a bush.
All right.
Yeah, the great thing about being the only two people left on planet Earth, it's probably not that hard to find some privacy.
Yeah, I don't know why you need a bush.
Yeah, maybe I could
Okay.
find like a department store changing room. No one will be in there.
Or the streets.
Yeah.
Just walk off on it, man.
Or a fucking bathroom or hey, how about a bedroom where you can be in a
Yeah,
bed?
a house because they're all empty.
Right.
Yeah, I guess I could whack off. there.
Hotels.
Yeah.
I would like to go to hotels when there was no one there, but I guess eventually there would be nothing really cool there. But alcohol lasts a long time, so you could just go
Yeah.
hotel crawls,
I'd love that.
get wasted, fall asleep in all the different bedrooms.
Yeah. I think
I'd
I
go
would
to
enjoy,
Vegas.
I'd
and,
enjoy
like,
rampaging in the wasteland.
Yeah, I'd go from hotel to hotel in Vegas, eating, drinking, sleeping in the biggest suite they got.
Yeah, I would definitely try to make the most of the apocalypse. I just wouldn't fuck my mom.
The problem with
Right.
Vegas is
Well, you get real drunk, you know. You're in the Playboy Mansion. You know what I mean? Like things get crazy, man. You find some coke.
Some expired fucking apocalypse coke.
Yeah, but it doesn't really expire, does it?
no.
Coke
I'm sure it gets
lasts.
weaker.
We've covered this. Bumps don't go bad.
Yeah, bumps are forever.
Yeah. I feel like an unair conditioned mega casino in Las Vegas is not my ideal place to be post apocalypse.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the best place? LA's pretty darn good
For what?
for being the last person on planet Earth enjoying the pleasures of what civilization left behind.
Hawaii might be better.
Hawaii might be better.
It'd be tough to get there.
Yeah.
Well, no, you got to get there.
Yeah, you'd have to get there before the apocalypse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
because
doubt about
LA,
that.
they're you might last a year, but it never fucking rains here.
Do you think
so you're
you
not getting
could-
any water?
If you had a big boat full of gas, you could drive it to Hawaii.
No, I'd fuck up.
Yeah.
I would imagine I would fuck up. The nice thing about
Can't do like a map. Hey Siri, directions to Hawaii.
Siri's dead.
Yeah.
Right. The nice thing about Hawaii is a lot of shit actually like grows there, and
Yeah.
there's wild chickens.
That's what I'm saying. You could eat off the land.
Live
Yeah.
off pineapples.
Mangoes. Yep.
Yeah. Because the shit in Beverly Hills freezers is gonna go bad.
Yeah. And then there'll be no food. I guess you could tackle some cows. They might be dead though.
I still think I would rather just like make a big list of this is where all the famous people were, where all the rich people were, and I'm just gonna sort of go through all their shit.
Go to Bill Murray's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Right. Which wasn't
Yep.
spoiler alert.
The zombie movie.
Right. Zombie land.
Yeah, Zombieland.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Yeah. What happened? Remember they shut down a movie because he was inappropriate with some lady and then just never heard anything about it ever again?
Oh yeah.
I think we're supposed to forget about that.
Oh.
Nice one, Michael.
I mean, it seemed like the law didn't get involved, so it couldn't have been that bad. I think they just scolded him, put him in timeout, and they're probably back to filming it.
Okay.
All right.
It's not like that I saw something about how Alec Baldwin still wants to make that fucking Western.
No.
It's like, man, you got to let that one go.
You got to punch yourself in the dick until you die. You're
Even
an
if you
idiot.
only had like 3 scenes left.
I think we're done with him. I think we can be done with him.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, Hollywood's pathetic, but I'm done with him. I don't need him to be on the TV anymore. I don't need any Baldwins.
Well,
I think they should retire.
Yeah, I think most of them already fucked off all by themselves,
I'm
right?
done with their shit.
When's the last time you saw Stephen Baldwin, Billy Baldwin?
Well, Stephen Baldwin, he's just being Bieber's father-in-law, right? Isn't that how that worked out for him?
Yeah.
Oh.
So he doesn't have to do shit.
Well, he doesn't get money from that.
I'm sure they hook him up.
Bieber gives his father-in-law money.
Well, then, you know, they got a joint bank account. I'm guessing.
He's not married to Justin Bieber.
She is.
Yeah,
but she could be like, yeah, I got your rent. It's nothing. It's a drop in the water. I got Bieber money.
You think he's that poor?
I mean,
Is he on Cameo? Because if he's not on Cameo, then he's on.
he's getting the Bieber bucks.
Yeah, he's on.
He's not getting Bieber bucks. Stop it.
Told you I almost dropped a knife on Billy Baldwin's baby one time, right?
Oh my
What?
God, what?
Why?
Which shitty
Was
movie of his were you praising when
Was
you
he
did
crying?
No, I was a waiter, and he was with Wilson Phillips. Remember, he was married to Wilson Phillips.
that? All of them?
Yeah. No, the cutest one. He got the best one. The chick with the short blonde hair.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
And I didn't realize I was clearing the plates off, and you stack the shit, and I dropped a knife, and I thought, and they had I did not put together that the woman was a nanny, and I dropped it on her lap, and they were like, "Whoa!" And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," but I like clearly didn't show enough like remorse for it, and they're like, "Well, just the," and I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "The baby." I'm like, "Oh, I didn't even see there was baby there."
Oh, no.
Yeah, nearly dropped a butter knife on Baldwin Wilson Phillips' baby's skull. Seemed all right.
She would have made it.
Yeah.
Do you think that if a dolphin had sex with Alec Baldwin and he made a baby, like a dolphin, half Alec Baldwin?
Dolphin Baldwin?
Yeah. Alec Dolphin? Doesn't really work. But do
Close enough.
you think that that dolphin would be annoying and like super entitled and like would be always angry at all the other dolphins?
I think any creature that would be half dolphin would be obnoxious. They do that thing a lot.
Yeah. Oh, wait. You think that if you're half dolphin, half Alec Baldwin, you don't speak English?
No, you probably can do both. But
Right.
I think this abomination would choose to go a lot.
Do you think it
It
would
would
have
probably
legs
have a
or
blowhole.
do you think it'd be more dolphin or more Baldwin? Because Baldwin's got some powerful genes
I think
They
he would
do.
have a hairy chest for sure.
and great hair.
They do have terrific
He
hair.
does have great hair.
I think they would have short legs, kind of like a corgi.
Right. Who would you want to have sex with? A dolphin or Hilaria?
I'll go for hilarious. She
I'd
does
rather
yoga.
fuck a dolphin. I reckon she's a dumb bitch.
I don't even fully understand what she looks like, I don't think.
I don't like people that make up shit. Wait.
What did
Oh,
she
like
make
her,
up?
she did a
said
fake
she was
accent,
fucking
right?
Spanish, dude. She was fucking
Oh, she had an
New
accent,
Yorker.
right?
Yeah. Fucking telling
It's
everybody.
me, Hilaria.
Yeah. Fucking jerk off. Like, could you be more of a jerk off? And she made a kid, which means the fucking kid's gonna, he's gonna start telling everybody he fucking grew up in fucking Compton or something. It's like, shut up. You guys need to shut up. Stop fucking. Stop talking. Fuck off.
I think they made another one.
What about Baldwin Island? And we just boot them all to Baldwin Island.
There can only be one.
I could see them on Ellis Island. I would let them live there. 'Cause it's
I think they
mine.
would enjoy Baldwin Island.
Yeah.
That would be a treat for them, not a punishment.
I would like to watch a reality show where all the Baldwins live on an island and they all like fight each other and tell each other, how they really feel about each other. Because do you reckon they hate each other? You got it, right? You're a Baldwin.
I know there's like some pretty strong religious and political divides within the Baldwin family.
Ooh.
I'm sure that creates some tension. There's very widely varying degrees of success.
They really want to fight. They're very angry, psychotic people.
They do seem a bit salty.
What did Mama Papa Baldwin do? What's wrong with them? Why'd they make such weird kids.
That's a good question. I don't really know anything about the
This is
Baldwin
like some weird.
legacy.
Was he an actor? You know what I mean, like they seem so Hollywood.
Yeah.
I think they're New Yorkers, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
He was born in Amityville, New York.
That's where
Cool.
Jaws lives.
No.
I think that might have just been Amity.
Oh,
Amityville is the Amityville Horror.
my bad.
He's the oldest son. His dad was a high school teacher and football coach from Brooklyn.
Tough dad.
Tough
Grew up
cunt,
tough.
yeah. His father
They became
is
actors.
descended from Mayflower people.
I knew it.
He's Mayflower people, but clearly they weren't old Mayflower money. His dad was a high school teacher. So they had a little bit of both. He gets to run the working class New York. My dad was a football coach, but also run we've been in Manhattan since the fucking Dutch ran the place in the 1600s.
Yeah.
Ugh.
He seems like that.
Yeah, he for sure does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems like both of those things.
He's like a talking Gucci purse. He's just an uppity fuck. You know? He's like I said, I stand by it. Shut the fuck up.
What if he was going to be in Beetlejuice 2? Would you accept that?
No, I don't like him.
Hmm.
Can you gather that yet?
I'm slowly putting that together.
He's starting to. I really am. I never realized it until right now how dumb they are. Like you shot somebody. Shut up.
Do you have a favorite Baldwin?
Yes. The girl that's married to Justin Bieber. I don't even know who she is. No. If I have to go with those
Haley
dudes,
Joel Baldwin.
I'll go with the blonde guy that made the good-looking baby that's married to Justin Bieber because he was in The Usual Suspects, and that was the greatest movie that any Baldwin's ever been in.
Is that Biodome Baldwin?
Yes.
Yeah, he's probably the best Baldwin.
Yeah, I'll throw down with him.
Billy probably had the best ass, though.
How did you see Billy's ass?
Sliver.
Ooh, I have not seen
Oh,
Sliver.
yeah, with the good-looking alien chick that goes inside you or whatever. That's not Sliver?
That's Splice.
Oh, my bad. I liked him in the Fireman movie.
Backdraft.
Yes. Did you
Yeah.
ever see Backdraft?
Yeah,
Hell
Backdraft
of a
was pretty
flick.
sick.
Sliver was when it was
Sharon Stone,
Sharon
right?
Stone had done Basic Instinct, and now she was a big star. And she's like, "How about the same movie? But this time I don't show my vag."
Right.
That's why you don't remember it.
Tasteful.
I just remember Billy. The only thing I remember from Sliver is a scene where she's like somewhere standing against a wall. And then all of a sudden, it's like a warehouse, and fucking Baldwin enters, and there's a camera on him from behind. You see his nude ass, and he just fucking comes up on her unawares on a wall, and just boom, the full Baldwin.
Boom, what?
Boom, fucks her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Boom, right in the pussy.
that's everything. Hey, there you go.
There it is. Yeah, there's a screenshot.
Yeah, she never saw him coming. Just the way she likes it.
Nice.
Yeah,
Looks like she's fingering his butt in that picture.
I think she was.
It's pretty cool to be in a movie where you fuck her up against the wall.
Yeah, it was
There's
quite
definitely
an
worse scenes.
Quite an honor at the time.
Way better than Alec.
Yeah,
What did he do?
steak knives.
He did steak knives.
Yeah, that famous scene.
Oh,
in
yeah.
Glenn Ross.
Yes, okay. All right, that was pretty good too.
It's pretty good.
But he's fat.
It's pretty amazing. He's in. I think was he nominated for that? He's literally in that movie for one scene. Just he does fucking steak knives, and Baldwin out, and everybody remembers it. But other than that, what are we talking about here?
What about the real fat one that's like he was in the rehab show?
Daniel Baldwin, right?
Yeah, who said he thinks he's the best actor in the world, you know?
Sure. It's almost inevitable that you have to have, when you have a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy, the last one gets a little weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's missing a couple of chromosomes.
It seems that way.
Yeah.
It's wild that for a second there, they actually pulled it off. There were like 4 working Baldwins for like 6 months.
Yeah, all not completely riddled with drugs. Because he ended up...
Yeah, I think he was pretty bad, right? What happened to Billy? I thought Billy was like a guy. I thought he was going to keep doing stuff.
Billy's the one that fucked Sharon Stone?
And he was in Backdraft. Like he was clearly second Baldwin.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Was he?
I thought so.
Oh, I thought the blonde-headed one was.
Biodome might have killed that for him.
Oh, you can't take him serious because he was in Biodome?
Aren't they making a second Biodome?
What?
Pauly Shore always brings it up because I guess all his fans constantly ask him to make those movies again. So
Yeah, I think they are. Biosphere 2.
he'd
Right.
be incredibly excited about that. Pauly Shore really wants to do that movie. He seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, sure. He randomly had a movie a couple years ago where he Pauly Short again, right? Wasn't that what he was on? He was on the show for that one time. He was very distant.
Think, what was that for? Guest House?
Yes, that's exactly right. Guess who lived in the guest house? Young couple gets an awesome new house. There's only one catch.
Oh, who?
Pauly Shore lives in your guest house.
Oh, but who were the?
Somebody. It was somebody young. Yeah. I forget. People, hot young things at the time.
I'm fucking hungry, man. Fucking bacon or a smoothie or something.
What about bacon smoothie?
No, I don't like bacon in milkshakes.
Steve-O was in that movie. That's how I knew about that.
Steve-O was in it.
Bobby Lee?
Weird
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and kind of cool.
Yep.
Still not gonna watch it.
Did you hear about the cop with pure evil tattooed on his hands?
Why would you do that? I mean,
Well,
I know why you did that, but
let
how do
him.
you still have your job?
Well, he doesn't. That's the problem.
Oh, okay.
Let him explain.
Oh,
He said,
okay.
You're misunderstanding. It's not pure evil. It's about the tension that lives inside each of us between being pure and being evil.
Nice.
Let's
Let's try.
Which is not much better, really.
Yeah. Now, when they're right next to each other, it doesn't matter what you think it's gonna be. On his knuckles?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he?
duality of man.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. These are Shakespearean topics that I'm getting into here.
He seems like a racist.
A month before he was reassigned. You're not supposed to have, you're allowed to have tattoos, but you're not supposed to have in Cincinnati tattoos on your face, neck, head, and hands. And when he got that, they're like, you need to get that removed. And he's like, you don't pay me enough to remove them. So then they put him in like the impound lot, you know, where he's still a cop. He's still working for the Cincinnati Police Department, but he won't be interacting with the public.
Yeah.
He ultimately got fired because there had been other issues with him. For example, he did a burnout in the parking lot at work one time.
It's pure evil, man.
Yeah.
He has horns on his hands as well. This guy's fucking terrifying. It's the worst cop ever. I'm so scared of him.
Over a 16-year career, he was also disciplined for absenteeism, the burnout that I mentioned, and using coarse language.
That's not as bad as a rap as I thought you were going to say just by looking at his hands.
I know.
I thought for sure he's been caught in a couple of, people died and we're not sure how it happened.
I know.
You're saying he just did a burnout? I'm like, I'm sorry, dude, but that's not really pure evil. Like, if you're going to state that, you should be doing something a little heavier than a burnout in the fucking parking lot.
In his annual reviews, he was marked needs improvement in 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021. Last year,
Is it really hard to get fired from the police?
Seems like it.
Weird.
yeah, he got another needs improvement shortly before being removed from the force. What do
Seems
you
like-
think when you get pulled over and the police officer has pure evil tattooed on his fingers?
Don't give him attitude.
Yeah, he just knocks on the window and puts his fist together.
Do not sling
Mhm.
any tude. Because
Yeah.
that is going to be a bad day for
Maybe
you.
don't
Oh,
film
yeah.
this and assert your rights.
Yeah. Don't say, don't crack the window like this far and say, what is it, the thing that everyone does now? What are you charging me with? Am I under arrest? Like, just give him a bunch of tude. No
Yeah.
way. He'll shoot you.
Yep.
Can't believe he didn't. Maybe he's just really good at murdering people and not getting caught.
Could be.
Because I just can't. I'm sorry, but burnout. Come on, man. Or maybe just like Slayer. Kind of looks like Kerry King's hands.
A little bit. It's sick tribal.
Like if Kerry King decided to be a cop for a day, that's his hands. I believe that.
Tribal cop.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
He might have like a, excuse me, a big furry Kerry King spiky arm thing somewhere.
Yeah. Maybe he's just a metal guitarist. Because honestly, his rap sheet is not that evil.
Yeah, they were trying to get him some shit for using swear words.
Yeah.
Coarse language.
All cops swear.
Oh, no, not pure evil.
All grown-ups swear.
Yeah, good point.
All children swear, too. We just pretend they don't.
Yeah. Yeah, good point.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Do you see the zookeeper who lost his finger to a lion?
Uh-huh, yep. Because he was fucking with it, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like he would have been disappointed if the lion had not eaten his finger.
I mean, I know, you poke the bear or some shit?
Yeah. Mess with the bull, get the horns?
Yeah, I feel like that was like,
Yeah.
he poked a lion. What do you think he was going to do? I just think it's cool I don't think the lion wanted to eat him. I think the lion just was like, fuck you.
You're disrespecting me.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're taunting me in front. So this guy, it was at a Jamaican zoo. He didn't work at the zoo, but he led people as an independent contractor on tours of the zoo. And so he had some clients and he wanted to show off. And he's like, look at this. You can totally just stick your fingers in there. You want to send the kids over? No. Okay, I'll do it. Look, yeah, he usually reacts a little bit more than this. What do I need to do to get this lion to do something to my fingers inside the fucking cage? And it was then and only then, after at least that much time, that the lion's like,
Ooh.
okay, I'll fucking eat your finger, you asshole.
Dude, he got it good too.
Yeah, like doesn't look like from these pictures we're seeing that it was a clean break.
No,
Like, he had
there's video.
He pulled it off.
Yeah. And the guy was in a struggle for a while,
Yeah.
thinking
Yeah.
he might be able to get.
He's got his foot up against the fence.
Dude, he uses his full body weight to pull himself out of the mouth.
He braces his
Yeah.
legs up on the fence.
The only reason he gets away is because the lion gets a piece of his hand.
Oh, the fucking because he probably had to break the tendons
Look
or
at him.
something.
Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, maybe this guy just really wanted to get on disability for a little bit.
Like,
He works for himself.
You're pissing him off. Suffer.
Yeah, you pet him a little
And
bit.
I love
Oh
how
my God.
nobody puts their phone down.
This is the
Oh.
greatest thing that's ever happened with my phone.
The fuck?
Oh,
No pop shot?
I mean, there is. But
there is, but fuck you.
fucking scammed. God.
Nah, right. Trust me, his finger comes off.
Bullshit.
It did look like he was trying to do that thing because I've gone to pet stores before where you sneak your finger in the links of the chain and you just try to do some light petting, the best petting you can get.
Yeah.
It looked like he was trying to do that, but
What are you talking about? He was snarling at him and he was poking him.
Yeah, you do that at a pet store, not at a lion store.
One time when I was in Panama, I went to a restaurant for breakfast and there was a fucking bird on a perch thing, like the restaurant bird. And he's all, hanging out. Everyone's like, hey, it's the restaurant bird. This is where he lives.
Oh, try mimosa.
Yeah. And I
Right.
was like, hey, buddy, fucking, how's it going? And then he just went, bam,
Mm-hmm.
and just latched on and started cranking. And I had to just wait until he'd finished fucking chewing on me. Got me good, right, Katie?
Yeah. You were bleeding quite a bit.
Yeah. Like he
Oh.
fucking tried to eat me. I'm like, man, no one gonna tell me? Don't fucking touch the bird? Yeah, it was some bullshit.
how long did it latch on for?
Like 30 seconds?
It's a long time to be chomped on.
Yeah. And he was wrenching on it too. I was like, is he gonna let go? Because I didn't want to be disrespectful and, body slam him off my finger. Because if it really went down to it, I felt good about victory.
Yeah, I my money's on you.
I think
You
he
versus
weigh-
a bird.
I think he weighs like an ounce.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, no. If
Tough
you,
matchup.
Yeah. If you take him into the championship rounds,
Hmm.
I think you'd be able to get him.
Yeah, deep water, he's fucked.
Yeah. So yesterday, my dog had the most vile accident imaginable. I found poop on top of his barf.
Oh.
Yeah. He shit on his chuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's putting it in one spot.
They do that?
I mean, maybe he thought after the vomit, he went back and was like, that's kind of a potty area.
Yeah. It was in his crate.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be easier to barf on a poop.
Dude, I got two dogs that sleep in a crate together because one of them pees on shit. So they're in the crate and I get them out in the morning. And 2 days ago, I opened the crate to let them both out. And Bindi has vomited on Burger, but Bindi stayed on the side away from the vomit. And Burger has vomit all over her back, all over her side of the bed. And I don't think it happened 5 minutes ago. I think it happened in the middle of the night, and Burger just went back to sleep with like a half a bucket of Chuck.
Burger's nasty.
They really just roll.
I felt so bad
They roll
for
with
the
the
Stiggy.
punches so well.
When I opened the cage, I was like, "Oh, this Stiggy, you got a lot of vomit on you. You got to come outside." And then I had to bring her outside, and I had the hose. I'm like, "You have to come over here." And she's like, "I don't want to get hosed." I'm like, "I understand that you don't want to get hosed, but you have a fucking shit ton of Chuck on your back, dude." So yeah, I had to hose her in the morning. But I thought, could you imagine going back to sleep? First, it's hot Chuck, then it cools down. Now you got cold Chuck that's like, because it went hard on her.
I know.
Dogs like stinky shit, though. They find like the
I don't
stinkiest
think
spot on
she
the
wanted-
ground, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna roll around in this."
She didn't want the Chuck on her.
No, they draw the line somewhere. So in this case, so it doesn't matter. This episode won't come out for a couple of weeks. I'm planning a very big surprise for my wife for her birthday, and so I disappeared for a few hours yesterday, unbeknownst to her, to make some preparations for that. So our neighbor, I had the dog in the crate in our living room. Usually it's in our bedroom because I don't want our neighbor going up in our room. So the crate was in the living room, and he came over like twice while I was gone for a couple hours, let the dog out, played outside, watered the whole thing. But at the very end, I guess I don't know if he pooped, and then the poop smelled so bad it made him barf. The
Who hasn't been
layering,
there?
Well, which one was on top of which?
yeah, the layering implied that he barfed and then pooped in it,
Yeah, so he probably puked because
And
he
it
didn't
was-
know.
and it was in the crate.
Oh, well then, of course he's going to shit and puke in the same. You can't leave.
Yeah, he yeah.
He ate something off,
I guess
and it came out of both ends.
Right, and then
And he's in a crate.
and
Was
then
it a solid turd or was it
came
liquid?
in and I was
That's a good
already
question.
I was already no, it was a pretty solid turd. And I was already Ferris Buellering home because I didn't want my wife to know that I'd been away, and just having the crate in the living room would be a dead giveaway that I hadn't been there. So I came home with 20 minutes to spare, and I had kids with me that in the car that I just picked up, and I needed to get the crate back up. I had to move the crate before I could even address the barf with the shit on top of it, because it was more important to me that the crate be in the right place when she came home.
Yeah.
And then I had to worry about the fact that it actually smelled far worse in the living room where the
Gonna
dog.
stink the room out.
Yeah, exactly. So
So then you light a cigar.
I just
And you have to think of a cover for that.
You light a cigar.
farting like crazy.
You lighted a cigar and put it in the middle of the poo vomit like a candle. Happy birthday to
Surprise!
you. Yeah.
Well, it was her actual birthday, so
Yeah.
I didn't know how to surprise you. We've been together for years.
Stick
so-
a cigar and a shit puke and wish her happy birthday. I
Make a wish, blow the cigar
I
out.
secretly did this just for you. I've been working on it for months. Finally, the dog puked and shit and
Do you know how hard it is to make a dog
shit and puke at the same time?
Same day.
And just stick a stogie in it and fucking happy birthday.
I'm a fucking warlock.
Right? Yeah, now blow me.
Ta-da!
Yeah. Have a ribbon on your boner. Are you not entertained?
We aristocrats.
Yeah.
So we're- So what are we gonna
Are we
do?
leaving?
An amazing display
I'm gonna go.
an amazing display of strength before we finish the show.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're an idiot.
I am.
First of all, my strong hand, I hit my wrist like 4 or 5 times. So
Kevin loves that.
My
When you
hand-
say my strong hand.
why?
Take my strong hand.
Why do you have to take it?
And it's from Scary Movie 2. And the guy's got the.
Fucking shut up, idiot. You're not allowed to laugh at Scary Movie 2 shit on the show. No
No,
one
I
else
know.
watched it. None of us know what you're talking about. Nobody was dumb enough to watch that. Asshole. You're quoting one of the dumbest movies ever made. That means you watched it more than once, you fuck ass.
I've seen Scary Movie 2 like 5 times.
What the fuck? All right. So anyway, I'll do my left hand, but I just think that because I know people that can tear phone books in half. It's a kind of guy that does a lot of lifting.
Yeah.
It's not a normal guy.
And they
Right.
cheat. They grip it and then they squeeze it together so the pages separate. And then you can rip it easier.
I didn't know that.
I
Yeah,
don't think there's a
but-
cheat code that could allow me to rip a phone book in half.
I probably couldn't do it either, but.
What are we doing?
Well, I don't even know how this popped into my head, but I heard somebody talking about crushing apples with a hand.
Yeah.
So I fucking bought apples when I was at Ralph's, and I thought, like, I wonder if any of us could actually do this.
You thought that one of us actually maybe could.
Yeah. You don't think you could crush an apple?
Yeah, no fucking way.
I think maybe I could curb stomp one
No way.
with
I don't
one
know-
hand.
I don't know why you did that.
Wait, one-handed? Should we just do this for the outro music? Because otherwise, it's just going to be people looking at us, looking like
no.
we're trying to shit.
No, I can't do it.
Well, this is going to be a good two-parter because we're going to do a Patreon show after this, and we're definitely going to get it there.
Oh, I actually feel a little give if I two-hand it.
Smells good.
Do you think we could squeeze it between our asses? Like you put your ass on it, I'll put my ass on it, and then we back up until it pops?
I
It
mean,
might
there's
go
only
in
one
our-
way to find
It
out.
might go in our ass. Well, it might not go in yours, but...
That's okay. I mean, my ass will smell like apples.
Ah! Yeah, no, even when I make that noise,
Yeah,
it
I
doesn't
know.
help.
Ah! No, it didn't do anything.
Well, you're really trying to drive a finger in. You can't even do that.
No.
I can finger it.
He made a dent.
I
Yeah, no,
did.
I can do a finger dent. Look,
I mean, I could thumb this fucker for sure. Wait. Shit! That made me dizzy.
Ow, I hurt my neck.
What?
sound like Tim
Ow.
Roth in the last 10 minutes of Reservoir Dogs.
Wait, you blew your neck out squeezing an apple?
I think I did.
Are you not entertained?
Yeah, really.
Check it out.
No,
Oh,
good
you
for
got penetration. You broke the skin.
I did.
He nailed it.
What a muscle, man.
You use your nail.
I could do it again without the nail. Look, I'm doing it right now.
You're using your nail.
Well, I get you at a certain point. You can't get your finger in without getting your nail involved.
I say it counts. Get any finger in there. You
I-
can't do a double hander.
Oh, I can feel it start to give if I double.
You're gonna apple juice yourself.
No, I
if
know.
you
I
do
don't
it.
want to. I think I might be able to do this. I would be willing to go out front and try to do a two-hand.
Wow. That sounds like some exciting stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to catch more of this thrill-seeking shit, go to patreon.com/EllisMate, and you too can be fortunate enough to see Michael Tully squeeze an apple in the driveway.
Or can I?
Plenty more where that came from, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good day. Have a good life. Kiss the baby. Pat the dog. Smell the flower. Don't die.
You want more Jason Ellis show? Sign up for their Patreon at patreon.com/EllisMate for a 2-hour show every Tuesday and Wednesday. To watch full episodes of The Jason Ellis Show, subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/The Jason Ellis Show. And don't forget to follow the crew on Instagram at Wolfmate, at Tollywood, at Kevin Kraft, at Underwear Wolf, and at The Jason Ellis Show.